Welcome class 6 to the online bio classes. Today we are going to continue with the same chapter 3, cell, the unit of life. You have already studied in the previous class that all the plants are made up of plant cells, animals are made up of animal cells, and cells are very small in size. They can be seen only with the help of microscope. Microscope is the name of the optical instrument which is used to see very tiny organisms. They are called microorganisms. And cells are of different shape and size according to the functions they perform. Like the nerve cells are long like a wire or a thread. Why? Because their function is to carry the message from one part of the body to the other. Similarly, we have the muscle cells which can contract and relax because they help to bring about movements in the body. Understood? Then red blood cells are biconcave in shape so that they can easily carry oxygen and carbon dioxide along with them. Then we studied about the number of cells, that some organisms which are made up of single cell, they are called unicellular, and those living things which are made up of more than one cell, they are called multicellular. Okay. Then we had also studied about the shape of the cell. We had studied about the number and size of cell, like the smallest cell, that of in our body, the smallest cell. Then we studied about the largest cell in animals is that of the egg of ostrich. Okay. And the smallest cell being we have studied, it is the RBC or the red blood cells. So cells which is the bacterial cells, they are very small in size, and one word is there called mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is the smallest cells in case of animals, that is the bacterial cells. Then we studied about the different size and shape of the cells. After that, we have to start today with cell, structural and functional unit of life. The diagram which you can see here is a plant cell, the diagram of a plant cell. So you can see all the, like generally plants or animals are made up of cells. Although the cells are of different shape and size, they carry out different types of functions, but basically all the plant and animal cells are made up of same fundamental structure. Means their basic plan or structure is similar. That is, they are made up of three parts. What are they? Cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Cell membrane is a living membrane. It is made up of lipids and proteins, and it is present outside the protoplasm. Means it binds the protoplasm of the cell. It gives definite shape and size to the cell. It has tiny pores in it, and it is selectively permeable in nature. Selectively permeable means it will allow only the selected particles to move inside the cell or move outside the cell, not everyone. All the particles are not allowed to enter inside the cell. So cell membrane is present in both plant cell as well as in the animal cell. Okay? It is a living membrane, that you have to learn. It is a living membrane. Next one we have to study is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a dense fluid which is present inside the membrane. This is the cell membrane. The outermost line which is there, this is known as cell wall. And cell wall is a dead membrane. It is found only in the plant cell, and it is made up of a complex carbohydrate called cellulose. Okay, so what is cellulose? A complex carbohydrate. Carbohydrate, you know, it is name of one of the nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats. So this cell wall is made up of cellulose, which is a complex carbohydrate, and it is freely permeable. Means it can allow any substance to enter inside the cell or to exit the cell. It will not stop anyone. Okay, any substance, and it is freely permeable. I already said it is found only in plant cell. It is not present in animal cells. Then next we have to study about the nucleus, the third part of the cell. nucleus is found generally in the center of a cell. But here you can see in the plant cell it is pushed towards the side or corner. Why? Due to the presence of a very big and large empty space called vacuoles. So what is vacuoles? Vacuoles are the empty spaces which are present inside a plant cell. In animal cell, these vacuoles are very small or almost absent, or if present they are small in size. Okay. The next, the vacuoles are filled with water and the minerals which is known as cell sap. Alright. Now next we have around the nucleus we have a covering. Like if this is the nucleus has a covering around it. That covering is known as nuclear membrane. Just like we have the cell which is covered by the cell membrane, nucleus is covered by a nuclear membrane which has tiny pores in it. These pores are called nuclear pores. Okay, what are they called? Nuclear pores. Then inside the nucleus we have dense spherical body, you can see here, which is known as nucleolus. If there are more than that, it is called nucleoli. What is the function of nucleolus? It helps in the synthesis of proteins. Then we have a network of thread-like structures which is called chromatin network. You can see here, chromatin network is the one which remains as a network of thread-like structure that condenses means becomes thick during cell division to form chromosomes, and chromosomes contain genes. The genes are the hereditary substances, that is the material which contains genetic information which is passed from the parents to their children. So because nucleus control all the activities of the cell, both metabolic as well as physiological activities, that's why nucleus is called the control center of the cell or the brain of the cell. Understood? So which organelle is called the control of the cell? It is the nucleus. And nucleus is present in all the living cells. If nucleus is not there, then the cell will not remain alive. Understood? Now next, during cell division, this chromatin network becomes thick to form chromosomes, and the chromosomes are the one which help in the carrying of genetic information from the parents to their children. So apart from this, you can see in this diagram we have plastid. What is plastid? Plastid are the cell organelles which are found only in plant cell. There are three types of plastid: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. So they help in the, like chloroplast is the one which contains a green pigment called chlorophyll that gives green color to the plant, and it also helps in photosynthesis. Then we have the chromoplast which gives color to flowers and fruits, and the leucoplast, the third type of plastid, is the one which store food in the form of starch. Okay, so they are called colorless plastid. Green plastid is chloroplast, then the colorful plastid is chromoplast, and the colorless plastid is leucoplast. Got it? Now the next one is mitochondria, is the cell organelle which is sausage cell, and it is the one which contains a network of structure called, like once you see the diagram of mitochondria, we will study about it. I will just say the function. Mitochondria is present in both plant and animal cell. It helps to produce energy by cellular respiration. It is the site of respiration. It is the place where energy is produced inside a cell. That's why mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. Okay. Then next we have vacuole. Already I said about the cell membrane. Said Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies are the one which are present near the nucleus. You can see is scattered in the cytoplasm. It helps in the secretion of hormones, enzymes. Okay. Then we have the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is a network of tubular double membranes which connects the nuclear membrane with the cell membrane. It provides a supporting skeletal framework to the cell. It's just like we have the bones in our body, there is the presence of endoplasmic reticulum in the cell which gives it a definite support. Okay. So next we have to start with the cell organelles and all the details of the cell organelle. Okay. Okay. So next topic is cell organelles. What are cell organelles? Cell organelles are living membrane bound. Membrane bound means they are covered by a membrane. Some of them even do not have the membrane also. Okay. So they are living membrane bound organs of definite shape, of different shape you can write, that have a definite shape, that perform a specific function, that perform a specific functions. So what is cell organelles? Cell organelles are the living membrane bound organs of definite shape and size that performs a specific function. So one by one we have to, where they are present? They are present in the cytoplasm of the cell. So first cell organelle that we have to study is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. In short, it is called ER. E means endoplasmic, R means reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is a network. I will just show it, I will not write it. It is a network of tubular double membrane which connects, suppose here we have the nucleus, this one is the nuclear membrane. Okay. It connects the nuclear membrane with the cell membrane. This one is the cell membrane. So it is in the form of like this structure. Okay, you can see here like this. Here also I can draw. So on the surface of, now you can see it is a tube-like structure. It connects the nuclear membrane with the cell membrane. Means it provides a supportive skeletal framework to the cell. Just like we have the bones in our body, so plenty of this endoplasmic reticulum is present inside the cell. Alright, and there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. What are they? Number one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth ER, endoplasmic reticulum, means such endoplasmic reticulum which do not contain ribosomes on its surface, like this one is smooth. And if ribosomes are present on the surface like this, on the outer surface, such endoplasmic reticulum are called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. The function of ribosomes which are present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, they are spherical bodies which help in the synthesis of proteins. So they are also called the protein factory of the cell. So if asked which is the protein factory of the cell? Ribosomes. So what is the function of ribosomes? To make proteins or to synthesize proteins. Where are they present? On the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. Such endoplasmic reticulum that contains ribosomes, their surface appears rough. Why? Due to the presence, like if this is the ribosomes, this is the endoplasmic reticulum and these are the ribosomes present on its surface. So now the surface does not look smooth, it appears rough due to the presence of spherical bodies on it. Such endoplasmic reticulum is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Then next we have to study is ribosomes. Ribosomes are small granular structures without a membrane. This one only. So what is ribosomes? They are small spherical granular structure. They have no membrane around it. And what is the function? Where are they present? They are found freely in the cytoplasm or on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. In two places they will remain. Either in the cytoplasm, here also the ribosomes are present, or they are also present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. And ribosomes help or take part in the synthesis of proteins. So today up to here only. In the next class we will continue with some more cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, lysosomes, centrosomes, plastids, vacuoles, and then the question answers or the exercises of this chapter. So after watching this video, in the comments you can write your name as well as you can like and write your name both. Okay, and as homework, that is most important, what you can do is, I have drawn the diagram of plant cell in the beginning. Those who have already purchased the book, you can draw the diagram of plant cell which is given on page 41, as well as the animal cell which is given on page 42. And the third one is, you will write the functions of nucleus, you will write the function of mitochondria, as well as you write the function of endoplasmic reticulum. So this much only you can do it as homework. And on page 41, one question is there, match the items, match the following. So it's given in the in-text question. You can try to solve it. If you are unable to do, you first try yourself. When I will give the answer, you can check or verify whether it is right or wrong. Thank you.